object oriented way. So there are basically two different classes we use. There are two different types of ALV handling in object oriented programming. One is using the CL GUI ALV grid, and another is the CL Salvi table. So when we are going to create the ALV report using CL Salvi table, it is known as the object model. Okay, so that we will be looking into maybe next class or next to next class. Today I will be looking into how we can create the ALV report using CLGUI ALV grid class, and we'll be also learning how we can handle the different types of events. Also, we will learn how we can uh, enable a button on particular column or on a particular cell, or how we can make a color for a complete column, a particular cell, or a complete row. So if you want to put a color on complete row or complete column or a single cell or multiple cell based upon some condition, that also we will be learning using CLGUI ALV grid. So before going ahead, let's have a quick recap what we have done in our last class. So in last class, we have seen one generic FM, just we got a rough idea how we can create a generic function module in order to fetch the data from Mara table, Marci table, and a Mardi table. We created 3 export parameter and we populated based upon the condition. Then we have seen that the procedural approach, the traditional approach of handling the ALV. So in that we have seen traditionally we were using reuse ALV list to display, reuse ALV grid display, and then we are having MVC reuse ALV grid display. There are many different types of function modules we use in a traditional way of doing the ALV programming, right? So reuse ALV list display for displaying just normally, simply, right? It is fast, but it is not having good look and feel. If you want to have a good look and feel, you have the reuse ALV grid display. It uses the ActiveX control methodology and it consumes a lot of memory. So it is heavy, it is not light, but it is having good look and feel. You can drag and drop the column from one place to another place. Whatever the functionality you are having in Excel, similar functionality you can get in the ALV grid display that we have seen in our last session, right? And here, if you can see that CLGUI ALV grid, CLGUI custom container. So one is using the traditional approach. This comes under the traditional approach. And in the object-oriented way, we are having one using CLGUI ALV grid and another CL Salvi table. So this is also known as the ALV object model. So when you are going to use this CL Salvi table class, so what I will do, I will copy this complete and paste it over here and here, and let me add something. So this approach is known as ALV object model. So this is basically combination of CLGUI ALV grid and the traditional approach. So there is some benefit of using CL Salvi table. What is the benefit? The benefit is development is very fast. Like if you are going to use CL Salvi table, the development is going to be very fast. So let me write it down over here. Development is very fast. This is one advantage. Another advantage that it is going to give you the unified interface. Unified interface means uniform interface. Okay, so single class for everything. Okay, this is going to give you unified unified interface. That means the single class we are going to use for all the purposes. Okay. CLGUI custom container. Here, if you compare the object-oriented way of doing the ALV with non-object-oriented way, you will get many advantages. Yesterday, I have shown you some events over here, right? Here in CLGUI ALV grid, you are having lot of different types of event. Here you are having almost 18 events. Okay, reuse ALV events you can use for the purpose of getting the, what are the events you want to find. All the events you can achieve through the reuse ALV events. Here you have lot more than different types of events. So one thing is that, because this is the object oriented way of doing the programming, so maintainability, readability, modularization, all those things will be applicable. So whatever the benefits of object oriented way
Sir,
of
your
doing.
voice is low, sir.
Is it fine now?
Yes, yes. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thanks. Fine. So whatever the benefits of doing the object oriented way of programming is there, right? All the benefits will be applicable over here. Apart from that, right, it will provide the many other events. Then, because it is having many other events, of course, it is means it will be able to achieve many more different types of extra functionality, right? So rich functionality you can achieve with the help of OPS, with the help of CLGUI ALV grid. Okay, and then like layout designing. Here you don't have control on the layout designing, right? But if you want to uh, control the layout designing, right, that is possible using the object-oriented way of doing the uh, ALV, particularly with the CLGUI ALV grid. Okay, this way, and CLGUI custom container. So layout designing, that means screen designing. You can design your screen, you can display the report data on a particular section of the screen, right? You can control the display basically. And if you see that mostly nowadays people, nowadays even also people were using mostly this traditional way of doing the ALV using the FM. But these are things like CL salvatable, CLGUI ALV grid. These are getting the popularity because of its rich functionality, and SAP is also recommending to go towards the object-oriented way of doing the programming. So we are also supposed to follow the SAP standard and move towards the non-object oriented way to the object oriented way of doing the programming. Okay, so first I will be explaining this one, how we can do the ALV coding with the help of these two classes. So in CL GUI ALV grid, if you talk about this particular class, how this works basically, CL GUI ALV grid. So we will first go and explore this class. What are the different types of methods? What are the different types of events this is having? But let me tell you the basics of this. You should know some, you should have some basic idea of module pool programming, which you already have because you all are from ABAP background, I believe, right? So what you have to do here, in order to use this particular class, first you have to create one screen. Okay, first you have to create one screen. So this screen can be anything, 100, 200, 300, whatever you want to create the screen, you can create. Transaction for creating the screen is what? Who will tell what is the transaction to create the screen? Okay, anyone remember the transaction to create the screen? AC51, screen painter, right? AC51 is the transaction to create the screen. So you have to create first the screen, because report where you are going to display, you will require some screen where you can display the report, right? So let's suppose on this screen here you want to display the data here. So what you will be doing, that you will be creating the container. So this is the container which you are going to create basically. Okay. So you will be creating one container. So this container can be here also, can be any part of the screen you can create the container. You know that, right? Container can be created anywhere. So container we can create, and whenever you create the container, you give the name for that container. So let's suppose I'm going to give the container A or something like that, or some custom container, right? I'm giving the name over here, container underscore A. Now you have to create the object of this container, because your program will not understand this particular screen object. Program will understand the code, right? It understand bit and byte form of the code. So what you have to do, you have to create the object of this particular container. So the very first step, what you have to create the screen, right? Create a screen using AC51. Then what's the next step? Create a container, create a container, and you can give some dummy name, some meaningful name of that container. Okay. The third step, create the object of the container. Create the object of the container. And then, so creating the object of the container, you would require a class. What's the class name? CLGUI custom container. CLGUI custom container is the class name. So basically we are going to create the object of this particular container with the help of this class. I will show you in the action. Okay. The fourth step, is that you have to now write the logic to display the data, correct? So you will be fetching some data and displaying the data, right? So of course you have to fetch some data. You should have some data. So fetching the data you can write anywhere in the report. Okay. And because just a second. Yeah. So create the object of the container we got. And once your container object is now created, you will be fetching the data. You can write in the main section of the report also the fetching data logic. And once your data is ready, what you can do, you can use the CL GUI ALV grid class in order to, you know, display the data by passing the custom container object and the table data. Okay, so you have to pass the container object over here and plus the data. So let me show you these steps in the system. Come over here and double click over here, and I will log in quickly. Go to AC38 and demo 16 ALV. Click on this create button and ALV using ALV using CLGUI. ALV create. Okay, executable program. Click on the save button, and so all the program is there in that particular package. You can go and directly find out every program from there, right? Now, so the steps what I have written over here, you have to first go and create the container, right? But it's not like, when we do the program, what we can start doing like this, uh, let me first show you the simple one, and then so first what I want. So if you remember yesterday, first I have shown you like you can take the complete reference of the structure and you can display the data. So in the same way, first I'm going to do, right? So fetch some data over here, select star from Amara into table at the rate data gt underscore Amara up to 10 rows. Okay. Now you would require one place where you have to display the data, right? So call a screen. You have to call the screen 500. Let's suppose my screen is, and if you double click, automatically it will call the transaction AC51. Okay, click on this yes button, and here we have come to the AC51 transaction, or you can go manually to AC51 and create the 500 screen number for this particular program. Okay, so if you go to manually AC51, the interface will come something like this. Program name you have to give in which you want to use your screen number. So 0500 you would have given, and the program which I'm just creating that one, and we have to click on the same. So when I double clicked, automatically it's coming in the same way, right? So short description over here we can give that ALV using CLGUI ALV grid, something like that. And normal screen, that's fine. And click on this layout because I have to create the container, right? So how you can create the container? So AC41 is for the purpose of menu painter, okay? AC41 is for menu painter and AC51 is for a screen painter, okay? Unable to transfer data in program. Okay, I don't want this editor. Click on this layout, and we want to go into the other one. Here it will be difficult. So what change do you want to save? Here actually we get one option to change this one. Do you remember that option? Means I want a graphical editor. I don't want this text kind of editor.
I think settings, right? In the utilities and settings, go further.
Utility settings, graphical layout editor, it is marked already. Okay. A screen painter.
So how many sessions do you have? Sometimes it's an SAP DLL that has to be run.
Right. Yeah, there's some problem is there. Because in this particular mode, it will be difficult to create the container object.
Yeah, maybe you click on that and restart. Relaunch the transaction.
GUI, right?
Yeah, and sometimes it is also in the SAP GUI settings also, where you have the graphical thing right inside. If you go into Launchpad,
okay,
there may be some setting there also.
I have not done actually any kind of settings. So if you know, just let me know, please. how we can go and where we have to do.
Let me check. I'm checking that whether it
Okay.
has.
Yeah. Please check that, because I have never came over here. There I got some in some system, and from there itself we were able to the one which you have just shown using the utility and by going to the settings. So let me log in once again. .500 screen does not exist. I want to create it. ALV. Oops. ALV demo. Normal, which is fine.
It is,
Click on this layout.
yeah, it is
Yeah,
launching.
this
So
time
for
it is working fine now. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you. So here you can see that we have to create a container object. So here you have one option to create the container. So it depends where you want to display your ALV data, right? So let's suppose I want to display my ALV data in particular portion of this screen, this much only, right? So we have created this container object, and here we can give the name. So I'm just going to give the name cont plus ALV, something like that. So the name, this name is important, copying this name, right? And now you can see that this is the name. Just save this one, and once you will save, you have to activate it. So I will first go to the flow logic, save this one and activate over here. Okay, so that particular object is now created. Let's go back to the program, and here gt underscore mara is your global internal table, right? And when I'm calling this particular screen, can you tell me where we have to write the logic to display the data? This is the module pool program, right? So in module pool program, you are having basically 4 events: PBO, PAI, POH, and POV. These are the 2 important events, PBO and PAI, right? I want to display the data. Which events I'm going to write the logic to display the data? Anyone? PBO, right? Very good, PBO. And here you can just double click on this yes button. In the main program itself, going to create the module, and here we can create the module. If you want to set some title and all, you can set it. PF status I need to set, because when I will be clicking on the back button, I would like to go back. Okay, fine. Let's write the logic over here. So first you have to create the container object. So how you can create the container object? So to create the container object, you have to use the class. Which class? Using CLGUI custom container. So CLGUI custom container. The last class, shift enter, and it is having one method called create container. Okay, CLGUI custom container. No, it does not have the direct method. We have to first create the reference. Okay, or you can use the new syntax, anyway is fine. So let's create the reference. It's in the module, so just giving the local naming convention, lo cont type ref to CLGUI custom container, and you have to create object, right? So for creating the object, lo underscore container Yeah, so just I have did the control space so that I got the complete template. Why I'm getting the template like this? Any idea? Create object, exporting and all this, right? When I'm creating this object, I'm getting the template like this. Do you know? Very good, Sandeep, Venkat, they got it, right? Why? Because the constructor is there in this particular class. So whenever you will be having any constructor defined, when you are creating the object, and if the constructor is having some parameter, that parameter will automatically come over here, right? So this is what the reason why it is coming. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable the exception as a good developer, right? And here, this is all not required at this moment. Parent also you can remove, just pass the container name. Okay, so what's the container name which we have created? Cont underscore a, just I have created cont underscore a. So what it will do, that it will create the object, and if any exception is there, it will show you the exception. Let me enable this message also, so I'll get the message. So this is the first step, that we create the container object, right? So container object is now created. Now you have to create the CLGUI ALV grid object. So now create the ALV object. Okay, because you have to display the data. So in order to display the data, you would require to have the ALV object of CLGUI ALV grid. So LO underscore grid type ref to CLGUI ALV grid. This is my class CLGUI ALV grid display basically. Okay, let's check the syntax. CLGUI ALV grid. I think some problem is there. Let's see the class name. Only the grid. Okay, CLGUI ALV grid. This is the class name. And now again we are going to create the object LO underscore grid, control space, shift enter, and this class is also having the constructor. So let me show you. First I will show you that here this will be also having for the custom container one, and search for the constructor. Okay, you can see that this is a big class, right? Lot of this is in blue. What is the meaning of this? It is inheriting from some another class. So go to the property, you can see that CLGUI container, it is inheriting from CLGUI container. Again it is inheriting from CLGUI control, double click, and again it is inheriting from CLGUI object, again double click. You can see this is the root class. CLGUI object is the root class. From there everything is getting inherited. Okay, so double click once again and search for the constructor. So if a lot of method is there, you can directly search, and here we are having the constructor method. You can see that, and in this if you see the parameters, see parent, container name, style, all these were coming over there, right? This is the important parameter for me, and this is mandatory also. You can see that this is not selected, that means this is under the optional, right? It is not selected, that means it is mandatory. So container name we must have to pass, and we are passing the container name. Similarly, if you go to the CLGUI ALV grid, so did you understand what I'm doing over here? So I have followed two steps process as of now, right? First step, what I did, I created the container object by passing the container name, the container which I have created in SC51 by double clicking on the screen number, right? That container name I am passing in order to create the container object. Okay. Second step, here I am creating the ALV object because this is the main class with the help of which I'm going to display the data, right? So if you understood this particular two process, just type capital Y and then I will move further and I will let you know the other steps. Okay, thank you for confirmation. Fine. So now go to this CLGUI ALV grid, double click over here, and here I will show you that you are having the constructor method. Again, let's go down. You see that a lot of methods are there. So this also, if you go and check in the super, see CLGUI ALV grid base is the super class. Again, you double click, right? CLGUI control is the base class, right? Means inheriting this from this. Again, you double click. CLGUI object is the super class of this control class. Again, you double click, and this is the main class. This is the base class. This is the parent class, CLGUI object, right? So this is what you have. Just go back, go back, go back, and go back. So you have seen that the different super classes are there. And now for the constructor, you can search it over here and constructor. Okay, just click on this next, and here you can see that constructor, and this symbol also tells that this is the constructor, right? And when you have to create a constructor in your custom class, you directly go into the change mode, and here you will get the option to create the constructor, and click over there and you will get it created. We know this, right? Constructor, if you click on this parameter, and here you can see that you have the different import parameter. Constructor is always having the import parameter, right? Always having the import parameter. Constructor will never have the export parameter because it will not make any sense. Constructor is for the purpose of initializing the global stuff mainly, right? So constructor events, see so many events, right click events, left click, move control, size control, all these events you will not be having in the traditional way of doing the ALV programming. See, click column header, here double click row column, click row column, toolbar button click, double click, so many data changed, on drop get flavor, on drag. See, so when you are going to drag something like, in the ALV report output, that event, if you want to trigger, means for each and every functionality what you can assume, for everything they have given the event: on drop complete, subtotal text, before user command, after user command, double click, delayed callback, print top of it, so many. So you can, there are so many events, right? Now we got create the object of CLGUI LP. But here you have this mandatory parameter. In this mandatory parameter, you have to tell to the system what is the parent in which you want to display the data. What's the meaning of parent? Parent will hold the child, right? So for CLGUI ALV grid, what will be the parent? This is the child, right? For this, what will be the parent? Container will be the parent, right? So this container object you have to pass as a child, so that this particular child object will be placed inside the container object, right? So child will be in the lap of father, right? So this is how, something like that, right? So this is now father, and this is the child. This child data we are going to display inside the father, okay? And here, these other things you can just remove. So not required, not required. Always good practice to enable the exception. As a better developer, I'm going to enable the exception over here, and now this also we can enable. So you got the object created LO underscore grid, and now if everything is fine, then we can display the data. So to display the data, we have one method given, set table, something like that. You will get set table for first display, this method. Okay, set table for first display, this particular method we can use. And in this method, just remove everything not required. In the changing IT underscore out tab, you will be giving over here the internal table which you want to display, right? So that's it. And then just remove this one and uncomment this, right? And this also, that is done. Check the syntax now, looks good. Activate this one and activate this. Let's run this program and see if it is displaying some data or not. It's not displaying any data. Let's see what's the problem. /n AC 38. So generally, if it is not displaying the data, the problem can be related with the activation. Okay, come over here and right click and activate everything together. So now it looks good. Run it once again. Field catalog not found. It's telling field catalog not found. So that's fine. That is the good message. We have to pass the field catalog, then only it will display the data, right? So that is the minimum requirement, that we have to pass the field data. So just come over here and see, here you will be having this I structure name. If you remember yesterday, either you have to pass the structure name or you have to pass the field catalog, okay, in the traditional way of doing the ALV grid stuff, right? So actually this also, if you see this CLGUI ALV grid, they also use inside their methods reuse ALV grid display and those FM, so they were using those methods. You can see LVC field catalog merge, and similarly, so just on the wrapper of those function module, they have created the object oriented stuff. Okay, so just I'm trying to show you, if I can show you somewhere use ALV grid display. Okay, I'm not able to show over here, but they were using inside this those function module only the things over there. They have made it some extra functionality in terms of events and all, but the basic structure is those only, right? So I underscore structure name I would require, because they would need to have one field catalog. So if you pass this structure, they will create the field catalog. So in exporting parameter, instead of deleting everything, at least a structure name we have to pass. And simply I'm passing the Mara because complete Mara data I'm trying to display. Check the syntax, activate this one, activate this, and now press F8. And now also it is not displaying. So once again, let's go to SC38 and click on this display button. Come here and we have to reactivate once again. Okay, so got activated and run it once again. We will debug this time. What's the problem? SC38, and we'll try to identify why it's not displaying the data. Okay, so I will put the breakpoint over here, and first I will go and check the container object which we have given, that is right or not. Go to the layout and come here, double click. Oh, sorry, it's the container underscore ALV. So the name I have given wrong. That's the reason it is not displaying the data. So container underscore ALV is the correct one. Okay, and sometimes the activation also gives the issue. So make sure that you activate everything from here by right clicking, so your screen and everything will get activated. If something is not activated, it will be there in the blue color. Okay, but here everything looks fine. Now let's run and see. So object is now created, LO container, this is fine. Come over here, we are passing it over here, and GT underscore Mara 10 records, that's fine. Press F8, and this time you can see that we are able to see the data, right? So container object name we were not passing correctly, and that's the, and here all the data you are able to see. So that's the beauty of CLGUI custom container, that as desired on any portion of the screen you can display the ALV, right? So if you want to display here, you can display here, right? It depends on you where you want to display. Now back button is not enabled, so we have to do some basic module pull stuff so that back button will be enabled. Many times we are going to use this particular program. So where you will be writing the code to enable the back button, set PFA status, right? So just set a GUI status Z custom ALV, something like this. I'm giving just dummy name. Double click over here. It will take you which transaction? SC41, right? It will take us to SC41 transaction, menu painter. Okay. So ALV GUI. Click on this OK, and go to the application toolbar. This is the function keys. Just comment this, and here back, exit, and cancel. So automatically back, exit, and cancel will be created as a function code. If you double click, see function code back, right? Exit, exit, right? So other thing, let it be like that only, not required. So only back, cancel, and exit I have put it. Save it and make sure to activate this. Got activated, just go back. And when I'm going to click on the back button, where we have to write the logic? Anyone? When you click on the back button on the screen, where you will be writing the logic? In PAI, right? So when you take any action on the screen, you have to write the logic inside the PAI of the event. So here, case, and this value is going to come in sci-ucom. So when back or cancel or what, exit, then leave to a screen, just I want to go back. So for going back, leave to a screen 0 command we use. Activate this one, got activated, just go back, and now activate this. See, you can see that it's inactive, so activate this. You must have to activate, and always better to go to object navigator, right click over here and activate, so that everything will be activated and nothing will be left. Okay, now just run this. Okay, and this time you are getting the back button. So if you click on this back button, you will be able to go back now, right? So you can see that I'm able to display the data using the what I did. Just I'm making you revise once again. What I did, I have set one PF status so that I can go to back. I can click on the exit, cancel, and all those stuff, and I will be able. I want to go back. Just sit. That's it. So I have done for that. For those, I have written the logic in PAI of the screen. So PAI of the screen is here. User command 500, right? Then what I did, I created the object of the container by passing the container name. After that, I created the object of ALV grid by passing the container name as a parent, right? And when we have to display the data, we are passing the structure as a Mara in the exporting parameter, right? And the table data which we want to display. That's it. This is what I'm doing now. If you want to display the you know, if you want to display the another ALV on the same screen, that is also possible. So what you can do, just copy the same code, everything you can copy. So this is the flexibility what you will achieve when you know, if you want to uh, do what, this is the flexibility, like on the same screen you can display the multiple ALV, right? So just I'm creating one another perform display another ALV on same screen, right? Double click over here, click on this yes button, and in the main program itself I'm just going to paste everything over there whatever we have created. One another container object you need to create, right? So call screen 500, come here, and we are going to create one more container object. Click on this layout and I will just add just a little bit, or maybe I will increase its size, and come here and select another container. So ALV cont1. This is the cont underscore ALV, and this is let me give cont underscore ALV2. This is the cont underscore ALV, and this is the cont underscore ALV2. I will copy this one, save this one, and okay, I think it's not taking this particular area. We are trying to, let me see, it's just so outside of the area it's not taking, we are not able to do. So what I will do, I will just uh, no, it was fine. Come here and I will decrease its size. Okay, and one more container here itself I will undo. Cont underscore ALV2. Copy this one, just save it, go to the flow logic, save it, and activate it. Under the subroutine, the one which we are creating, here you pass that container object. Okay, give display another ALV on the same. So this is fine. You can see that it's a scope with the local, right? So same object also we can use. There is no problem, you know, because this is in different subroutine. And here you can see that this is in different module, right? So the name of the object is same, but inside the different, this is the another module, and here we have the another module. So I think it will work. There should not be any problem. Okay, so lo underscore count, this is fine, and here lo grid, this is also okay. Lo count we are passing, and here the structure name, let's suppose if you want to display the Marcy data. So Marcy and GT, here I'm just going to pass the LT underscore Marcy and select star from Marcy into table @data LT underscore Marcy up to 10 rows. That's it, right? Check the syntax. There is no problem. Activate this one, and right click over here. From here also I will activate and then run this one. Okay. Some problem is there. Let's see what's the problem. Some problem is there. So what I will do, I will just go back once again. I will close another session. This is fine. /n SE38, and I will activate it once again, you know, because due to activation, many times it gives the issue. Okay, so now it looks fine. Run it. but just after displaying, it is displaying at two places, but just after displaying, it is creating the problem and it's going into dump. So let us see. So when it is trying to fill up the data, it's giving the problem. Okay. When it is trying to fill up the data, it's giving the problem. So I understood what is the problem. It's not getting the data basically because locally I'm trying to pull up the data and filling up the data, right? But in module pool programming, what happens that, you know, see, here actually this is giving the problem. So just cut it. Globally, if you declare, everything will be in their scope. Okay. So just I'm going to declare globally so that system will understand, okay, here they are having the data because the local data is not accessible over there. And that's the reason they are, it's going into the problem. So give it the GT underscore Marcy, and now I think it should work. So activate it, and let me activate once again everything, activate this one and just press F8. Okay. And this time you can see that it's not going into any problem. It's working fine. So this is the plant related data from Marcy, and this is the material related data from the Mara table, right? So you can see that on the same screen, 2 ALV is possible with the help of object oriented way of doing the programming. Okay. Yes, the dump was not giving proper explanation, but it was giving that field symbol not assigned, right? So if you go to the dump /o st22, and if you just analyze, you will get something, you know, get one not assigned. So some such kind of problem like field symbol has not been assigned yet. If your data object is not in the scope, or if the field symbol, like everything is dynamic, right? Because you know that what we are doing over there, we are creating any kind of internal table and displaying the data, right? So field symbol and data references and object references are the pillar of the dynamic programming, right? So field symbol must be assigned. So I was assuming, because the locally I have created the object, I just got a guess that there is the possibility that, see here, and here I saw that the LVC field data table means that table data is not getting filled up. So I just got an idea that that may be the reason, that because I'm not using as a global, so the system is not able to identify the field data, and just it was a guess. I also not got 100% that, you know, it is due to, but because of the experience and all, uh, you know, I came to know that that may be the reason, and just I tried and it is working fine. You know? So this is what the benefit of having the experience. Okay, fine. The buffer for the 2LV is the same. The buffer for the 2LV, which buffer? Which buffer? Sandeep, is it by any chance due to the usage of using the objects with the same name? File, where we are having file, is it in? I'm not able to understand your question. Buffer and file. Okay, so if you want, you can unmute yourself, or if anyone want to speak, you can just raise your hand and I will unmute you. Yeah, Izidin, do you want to speak anything? I've just muted because the background noise is coming. Fine. Sandeep is telling that, is it by any chance due to the usage of using the objects with the same name? Is it by any chance due to the usage of using the objects with same name? Means I'm not getting, Sandeep, if you can make me clear what actually you are trying to, you know. I'm just going to unmute you, and if you can explain your doubt, maybe I will be able to help you. Sandeep. Not able to hear you, Sandeep.
Sorry, I just connected my headphones. Okay, I mean, we use the same object names, right, in the the perform and the module for creating two different containers.
1 second. Yeah. So here we are having the elo underscore cont. Yes. And here also we are having the elo underscore grade. So what's your question now? And in this perform also we are using the same name, but the scope is different, right? So this elo underscore container is the different elo underscore container than this. It will create the different object, right? Sandeep, you have anything? If you have the question, please let me know so that I can explain.
I'm just raising a question. Is it could be because of it? I know it's a different scope altogether, but is it by any chance taking into account?
Means
Because
what? No, I'm not getting your question. What actually you are trying to ask? Here
no, if
we
you
have
change
the
the object name, like is it by any chance referring the same one? For example, in the like cont one.
So do you want to refer the same object every time?
No. Just give it one. Elo underscore cont
Here you
in
want me to give one. Here also you want me to give one, right?
Yeah. In the grid also. The grid also. Below.
Okay.
Line 120.
Okay. Then
So
also
then
it will work.
Give the select query here. Just go here. Because the problem is giving the select query at 117, right?
No. Problem is that the global internal table which we are having over here, GT underscore Marcy, that was declared there the locally, and system was not able to access this particular table data. So if you put it once again, it will give you the error, as per my understanding, because again the scope will be local, right? So if you come over here and if you give this select a star from Marcy into table this, so again the scope of GT underscore Marcy is local, and because this is the local in those particular segment where the system is trying to access this data, it will not able to find and it will give you the error. Okay, that's this container one and container one, that's fine. You have given the different name, that's perfectly fine. Check the syntax, activate. Yes, I'm going to run it. Yeah, let me run it, and you can see that again it's going into dump. You got the point what I'm trying to explain? Okay. Anyone else is having any other question? So feel free to ask the question. Feel free to ask the question so that the doubt will be clear. Okay. Fine. So I believe everyone is fine. So I have already unmuted you, and if you want to unmute, you can unmute yourself. Okay. Fine.
Pankaj, Raj Pankaj.
Yeah, Raj.
Why do we require container, Pankaj?
Container object we need to have in order to display the data. Okay. Without creating the container also, you can display the data using the CLGUI ALB grid. I will show you tomorrow. They see, in fact, you should have some screen. So either you use your explicit screen or their default screen. So if you don't want to create your own screen, then you can use their screen, default screen, in order to display the data, right? But generally what we do in CLGUI ALB grid, that we create the screen, we create the container. Container we require, see, container, the meaning of container, the one which contains, right? Without creating the container, you will not be able to display the data. This is how the concept has been designed and the system program has been designed, right? So design is like that. You have to first either default screen and container you should have, or you should have the explicit screen and container. When I tell explicit screen and container, that means created by me or created by you or created by any developer. When I tell the default screen, that means the screen given by the SAP. So using the default screen also we can do. I will show you tomorrow. But here in the today's session, I have just created one screen and container inside that and displayed the data. Am I able to give the answer of your question, Sandeep?
Yes, yes.
Raj?
Yes, Pankaj. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is how actually they have designed the class. This is the standard class, and this is how we are supposed to use. Okay.
Yeah, hi Pankaj, Prabhakar here.
Prabhakar, yeah.
We will see the button handling and all now in next class.
Yes, we are going to see that. Still we are having 3 days, right?
Okay.
So tomorrow we are going to see the button handling. Tomorrow we are going to see if you want to uh, put a button on particular cell, or if you want to put a color on a particular cell, or So those are easy if you know reuse ALV. If you know how to use the reuse ALV grid display and all, this will be also easy for you. Okay. In the same way we are going to do here also. There also we do like
On press of button, we can trigger any event.
push button we can enable. Okay. Depends what kind of button you want to do. Many kinds of button you can enable. I have enabled the push button in my real time scenario. So that I will show you. But again, like if you want to display the different types of button, I think you can do. You have to explore it. Okay. Fine. So this is one thing which we have done. Now I will quickly show you, like if you have to see here, we are displaying all the data, right? We are fetching the data from complete Marcy table and we are displaying. What if we have to get a small amount of data and display? Then in that case, what you have to do that. So you just give me 5 to 10 minutes and I have to cover some more topics in this. Otherwise, we will again get delayed. So event handling also, let me first show you that limited fields if you want to do. So here also you'll have to use the field catalog. Okay. So instead of displaying this, select a star. I want to display Matner, MTART, and MATKL. Some limited number of fields I want to display. So because I want to display the limited number of fields, we should have a structure. So here you can see that I'm passing the Mara. So instead of passing the Mara, you have to pass a structure which is having only these 3 fields. So I think we have already this structure, right? ZTS underscore Mara. This one. It is having those 3 fields. So you can directly pass it. Okay. You can directly pass it over here and it will work. So just run this one. Okay, we have to define that globally. Let me come over here. The data fetching part, we have to do it globally. GTMRC. So activate this and press effect. So you can see only the 3 fields is coming. Now in Marcy, all those will come, right? In Mara, only 3 should come, right? You can see that only 3 is coming in Mara. So Mara 3 fields only we are fetching, and this is how you can do. But now, if you don't have the global structure like this, right? And you want to do some, editing feature, you want to put some coloring feature, if you want to you don't want to define over here basically. Okay, and you want to put some extra feature, then we can use the field catalog. Okay, so for these 3 fields to display, what we can do that we can create the field catalog. And once you will create the field catalog, what you can do that you can pass the field catalog instead of this structure name. So let's go and see that parameter for the field catalog. This is the field catalog, IT field catalog. So just copy the complete stuff and come here and I will comment this one now, and I'm going to use a field catalog. So just remove here and okay. And one field catalog, we are going to define it quickly. Data IT type LVC T field catalog. And yesterday I have done so. So I will just go and copy it from there. 15 number program. Right, so that I can save some time. This is the field catalog we have created, correct? But yesterday it was a different structure name and all, so we have to check it whether it is going to work or not. Okay, let me give a try. Copy this and I will paste it over here. IT underscore FC I will use IT underscore FC. Okay, fine, looks good. Check the syntax, and this is not there. This particular text stuff is not there. So let me just comment this. And other thing, I think everything should be there. Check the syntax now. And here exporting is fine, and give that IT underscore FC, the field catalog which we are preparing. Okay, check the syntax now, and something is wrong. Exporting IT field catalog equals to IT underscore FC. Former parameter is a changing parameter, not an importing parameter. Okay, so this is here we have to put it was a changing parameter basically. Okay, so just I have put it over there, and then exporting is not required then, right? Check the syntax, and now it's fine. Are you able to understand what I'm doing? That particular parameter, this parameter was there inside the changing parameter, and I was putting into the exporting. That's why it was giving me the error, right? So if you double click over here and see, it is a changing parameter. So see, in beginning also arrow is there, and at last also arrow is there. That means changing parameter. Here you can see that in beginning itself it's arrow is there. That means only importing parameter is there. That means there you can use as an exporting parameter. Okay, so from here to here it's the importing parameter. Okay, from here to here is the changing parameter, and this is exception. So the field catalog one, I have to put inside the changing parameter instead of exporting, because this is part of changing. This is what I'm doing. Activate this one, check the syntax and activate this. And now if you run, you can see that now I have commented this structure and all these things. It's not required because I'm creating the field catalog. Run this one and you can see this is how the coming. But here you can see that nothing, this label is not coming. So for label, I think there will be some a different component, and that component we have to populate. Let's see that. We have to check it. Just go one by one and see if we can get it some component over here. Field name already we are using, right? So just I'm looking for some meaningful stuff which we can pass, and we can get the report text. Yeah, it's there. L, M, and S is there. A screen text L, a screen text M, a screen text S is there. I think that is the one which we have to use. So let us see the screen text medium one, just am using. So copy this, and first I will test whether it's working or not. Okay, Control V, PT printer, check the syntax and activate this one. So at least material should come, right? Yeah, material is coming. That means that is the place what we have to do. So copy this, and here also material type MTYPE, and here the material group M group, and now it will work fine. Activate this one, press F8, and you can see that material group, everything is coming fine, right? And here that edit option is also working, right? Because in field catalog we are passing for the edit. See, so at field catalog level, edit option here also it's working. In traditional one also it was working. Here also most of the thing will work, right? Most of the thing will work. So you got some idea over here. Now what I want basically, when I want to double click, okay, one event, you know, interactive report I want to create. When I double click over here, when I double click on this, I want to display all the plant of this particular material as I was doing yesterday. Same thing, okay? Simple requirement, that's why, so that you will be able to quickly relate it, and the same you can implement anywhere at n number of places, right? So how to handle the event? This is interesting. So if you go and check CLGUI ALV grid class, okay, come over here and go to this class. This class is having one event called what? Double click. If you search for the double click, I was able to see double click, right? This is an event. What kind of event? Instance event, right? So this event I am going to use inside my ALV to handle. Means if I double click over there, I want to see the detail of the plant which is associated with that material, right? Now how to use this one? So just copy this event. So when you double click on anything, you should have a event handler method. We understand the concept of event handler, right? So what you have to do, you just create one class, because you have to create one event handler method. So event handler method will be there inside a class only, right? How will we do outside of the class? So event handler method I will define and I will write the code. So class CL double click DC means double click CL DC DC handler definition, DC handler definition, something like that. I'm just giving the class name, and here I'm going to define one method. So what's the method name? So you can define any kinds of methods. It's instance method or a static method, anything is okay, right? So just I'm going to define the static method so that when I will handle, you know, I don't have to create the object of this CLDC handler, right? So it's your choice. So if you want to make it instance method, let it be like that only, not a problem. Okay. So methods, double click handler. Okay. Method double click handler for event, right? This is how we define for event. Tell me how we define. We define event handler method how? Give the name of the method. It can be anything. For event, what's the event? Double
Name.
click, right? Name of the event is double click. This event is of which class? CL GUI ALV grid, right? That's it. And if it is having it will be having some importing parameter and all also, right? Because when you double click over there, you should require to have the information on the cell which you have double clicked, and then only you will be take the information and will be display the data based upon that material. Getting my point? So it should have some parameter also. Let's go and check out the parameter. Okay, so CL GUI, and if you don't give the parameter, and if the parameter is going to be mandatory, and I believe it should be mandatory, CLGUI, again it will give you the error. CLGUI ALV grid. So let me first show you whether it's giving the error or not. Okay. So if you put the full stop over here, and of course you have to give the public section at least one section, right? And I clicked on the pretty printer, taking some time. Come over here, class CL underscore DC underscore handler implementation and end class, right? And this method I want to implement. So copy this one, method.
Sir, you wrote CL underscore UGI in line number 53.
Oh yeah, thank you. And here end method, pretty printer. If we check the syntax, see the statement is not accessible. That is fine. It's telling this statement is not accessible. What you have to do basically, you have to put inside the start of selection. Check the syntax, now it's fine. So the parameter which is there inside the event is not the mandatory parameter, right? Because it's not giving you any error. So let it be like this only. And I will show you here. You put the breakpoint, and when you double click, the control will come over here. Activate this one, run this, and double click. Okay. It's not hitting. Why it's not triggering? Any guesses why it's not triggering? Anyone?
Registration.
Very good. Yes. Registration is not there, right? Because registration is not there, how it is going to trigger, right? So registration part we will do in the beginning over here of the output, or maybe in the start of selection here. So here I'm just going to do. So what's the object? The object is this one, hello underscore grid, and object we are creating it over here. So after creation only we'll have to register this one. So first display, so here maybe we can register. So set handler, right? So set handler, what we are going to you know that we have to give the event handler method. So what's the event handler method over here? We are having lo underscore sorry, we have to create the object of the class, right? So create one object, data lo handler equals to new, and this is what we have, CLDC handler. This is the class name. Okay, now set lo hand set handler, basically set handler lo hand, and what's the method it is having? Double click handler for lo underscore grid, right? Because I want to set for this particular object, so that this is the registration what we are doing. Okay, so now if you double click, we can expect that breakpoint to trigger, because registration we are doing now. Double click over here, and this time you can see that here it's triggering. Why? Because we have done the event registration. Okay, breakpoint is coming over here. But the question over here, how I will know on which material I have clicked? So for that purpose only, I was telling that you have to get it, you have to define the parameter. So how the parameter you are going to define, you have to go to the class SC24. Please mute from your side. Okay, so here events, right? Double click, search for the double click and go to this parameter e underscore row, e column, and yes row number. These are the three parameter. Always it is having what? Event is always going to have what kind of parameter, right? What kind of parameter? It will be always having what kind of parameter? Any idea? Exporting parameter. Event will be always having, by default there is no exporting importing. So when you are going to raise the event, you will be giving it as a exporting parameter, right? So the method is going to have the importing, but it's your way of understanding how you want to understand, right? So this double click event is having these three parameters. So these three parameters, just I'm going to copy this complete and come here. Just go back, and when you are defining the method handler, okay, here you have to define the parameter as a importing parameter. Just Control V, and here you have to type the importing parameter. Importing the type declaration is not required in the event. Automatically it will take how it is there. So e underscore column, and come here is underscore row number. So looks good now. Check the syntax. Just checking the syntax. Okay, here it looks, yeah, e underscore row it should be. Check the syntax, and now it's fine. So this is the parameter you will get inside this breakpoint now, and that you can use it. So let's go and check how the value is coming, and in that way actually we will be able to write the logic. So e underscore row, e underscore column, and e underscore row number. So index is 1. Double click handler, this is fine. Actually I want to see how the data is coming, right? So e underscore row here, this is 1. So the row number 1, it's the access, it's telling you the row number basically, right? Column detail, no, its column is not accessible. And es underscore row number, this is also not accessible, but e underscore row is accessible, where the data is getting filled. Okay, so row number 1 it's telling. So what you will have to do, you know that you will just read the, because globally I have declared this gt underscore mara. So first you have to read the, maybe just use the old syntax, read table gt underscore mara into data wa underscore mara and index e underscore row index, right? This is what it was, correct? This is what it was. Pretty printer, check the syntax, activate this, press F8 and double click on this. Not triggering, right? So again, some activation, put the breakpoint over here. No, it is fine. I have not put the breakpoint. So come here and index 4 at the 4th number place. I have double clicked, and this is how you got the data, and matner you can access, and based upon the matner you can write it the query to display the data. So let me quickly show you that. Already we have written the code. This I'm going to declare globally, okay, so that I will be able to access. So come here, data wa underscore mara, like line of gt underscore mara, and this wa underscore mara I will use it over here. Okay, so w underscore mara is now global, and in this matner you are having, right, So where Matner equals to Matner, so we'll get those record in GT underscore Marcy, and the GT underscore Marcy we would like to, in the click handler here itself, we can but again you have to create one more screen, right? Again you will have to create one more screen. So call 600, because on another screen you want to do it, right? So call 600, I'm just doing as call screen 600 basically, and 600 you have to define it over there. So click on this 600, come over here and quickly we'll define. Simply just plant detail, click on this layout, come here, container, just do this, and here the container name I'm giving the plant underscore C. Remember this container name, copy this, save it, flow logic, just save this one. And now here PBO you have to write the code. So again the same thing, right? Let me copy this entire code and I will put it over here. And the name was this plant C. So in the same way actually I'm doing nothing else. Okay, container object I'm passing, and here so give the different name if you want. However, the same name also will not create any problem because it is inside the different module, so it will be created as a different object, right? A scope of this object is there inside this module only. So if you keep the same name also, there is no problem. Okay, it will not conflict with the global name and so just Mara detail you want to pass, so this is fine, GT underscore Marcy, and now it looks good. Check the syntax now. Some error is there, that's fine. Check the syntax now, and what it's telling, hello grid was already declared. Where it is declared? Hello grid, LO grid. Hello grid. So I think it's getting conflicted with some another name, maybe inside this subroutine, Let me do one thing. I will make it the different name so that there will be no any conflict. So two, right? Looks good now. Check the syntax. Now it's fine. Activate this one, activate, and press F8. So when I double click over here, that another screen should come, and for that data, it should display. Dump is coming because it is not activated properly. Go to SE 38 once again, and we have to, activate it. You can see the zero null difference it is telling, right? So activation should be there properly basically. So go to 16 number program, the one which we are having, and click once again so that 16 will come. Right click over here and activate, right? If you see here, under the screen, this 600 is in blue. Okay, that means it is not activated. So activate everything over here and now run this. Now it should work fine. Double click on this particular material, and this material display, it should material detail, it should display. Okay, but again the error is coming. We need to identify what is the problem. Okay, so since the color of this, let's try to understand the error. Just 2 more minutes and we will do it. Yellow grid 2, this is a structure name Marcy we are passing, this is fine.
Line number 248, like that. Create object yellow grid 2, you have to write.
Right, yellow grid 2 it should be, and here, yeah, that is correct. Good, very good catch. So come over here and slash in SC38, go here, and now come. Why it's coming every time. 16, and now go to the 600 and give the 2 over here, yellow grid 2. Now it looks good. Okay, activate this one, activate this, press F8, double click on this material. Here the data is not coming because now I'm not handling this particular portion. I have commented something we have did, so here the data is not coming. Let's miss this part, leave this part now. Now press F8, and here you can see that now it's working fine because there is no data in that for that particular material. That's why the data is not coming. Okay, so we can choose some of the material which is having the data, and the back button is not working because the for 600 screen we have not defined that GUI status. So if you want to define the handling, simply you can copy the code and you can paste it over there, this code. Okay, just copy this, and inside the 600 PBO you can go and paste this particular code, PAI, not PBO. Okay, come here, click on this yes button, and here just paste this so that it will go to the back screen. Check this and activate this one. Press F8, and now we have to choose those material whose data will be there, then only it will be coming, right? Otherwise it will not come. So I will just make sure that some data should be there so that we will make sure that it is working fine. So here one record is there at least, plant. So for this it should work. Double click over here and one plant information should come. This is our expectation, very simple expectation, but it should work fine. Press F8, nothing is coming, some problem we have to identify because one record is there, right? You can see that one record is here in the Marcy table, so it should come. So we'll debug this. Okay, so I think it is not again properly activated. That seems to be the region. So go to SC38 once again, display, come here and right click and activate. Yeah, it looks like it was not properly activated. See, because the back button is also not working, right? So SC38, run it once again and we'll give one more try. Still, if it will not work, we will debug. Okay, press F8. Let's quickly debug it. GT underscore Mara 10 records. That's the first record. We are reading it in W underscore Mara. We are getting this one. This is fine. Call screen 600 module. This is okay. And here we are passing plant C. This is fine. And this also good. GT underscore Marcy 0. See, you can see that it's 0. That's why. So in GT underscore Marcy, why the data is not coming? GT underscore Marcy is my select star Marcy into GT underscore Marcy. Okay, so execution problem, right? Execution problem. Flow. This is due to the wrong flow. What basically we are supposed to do that when this W underscore Marcy, right? This should be here in PBO. Okay, so go here inside the PBO and here, because that was not getting triggered, right? And this you have to declare globally. Okay, So in order to declare globally, just remove this local declaration. Inline declaration is always a scope where you are declaring. So because inside this module will be declaring, it will be local. That's why I'm just removing from here and w underscore mara, and gt underscore marcy I will declare globally. Come here in the beginning and define it so that there will be no any issue. Data gt underscore marcy type table of Marcy. All the data I'm fetching, right? So type table of Marcy, simply I'm putting. Activate this one, activate. Make sure that everything is properly activated. Run this, and in this material, one record is now coming, right? You can see that one record is coming. Similarly, for this 87, again, one record is there. 87, the material number was what? 87. What it is displaying? 111 only. Again, the problem, right? See, every time 111, again you have to debug and see the problem. Where is the problem? Let me quickly check out the problem. We are reading it over here, w underscore mara index, right? And based upon the wa underscore mara, this is the global declaration, and w underscore mara in where condition, that should be there, right? It is fine. What's the problem then? gt underscore marcy, we are passing the gt underscore marcy. Let's see what's the problem, right? So come here and double click over here, and gt underscore marcy, this is fine. I think data cleaning, refreshing, we have not done any kind of refreshment, so it's taking from previous, I think, gt underscore marcy, the previous data itself. No, matna 87 is coming, right? It looks good. Yeah, it's coming now. Okay, it's coming now. So actually, let's do one thing. We have to clear before using it over here. Otherwise, what will happen, that if you will not refresh the session, it will. So this is the table. So use the refresh keyword, refresh, and the for work area, we can work area, let it be like that. And for work area, where we are using the work area, before using the work area, we will just clear that. Okay, so there should not be any kind of buffering, means previous data issue should not be there. Some error is there. Let's see. Littles across more than one line are not allowed. What is this? Oh, sorry. Remove this, check this, and activate this. Run this one and press F8, and now you double click over here and you can see that now it's working fine. So double click, this is also working fine, double click, and here again some problem. Let's see what's the problem. EWMS04. So when you are double clicking, it's showing the previous only. So whenever some data is not there, it's showing you the previous data itself, right? So the clear statement is not working properly, or somewhere else also we have to write the clear. So gt underscore marcy, this is fine. It must will it will be must coming over here, right? And matner, this is okay. If size sub rc equals to 0, then only you go and do all this stuff. Otherwise, why to do, right? If no data is found, no new data is found, then why to go ahead and do this, right? So some coding, a standard coding guideline we have to follow. Now let's see. Yeah, now it's fine. Okay. And EMS04. Basically here the data was not coming. Now size of RC0, that's fine. It's okay. And it's working fine now. Let's see. 02. Okay. So looks good now, right? Any question over here? No, some problem. Once again, some problem. 01 it is showing, right? It should display the 02. I'm clicking on the 02 over here, right? So let's see, the 02 is here, and here this is fine. Data declaration, creating the object. This also looks good. Come over here, GT underscore Marcy. What we are passing it over here, 02 only. So it should display the data for some session breakpoint. Size of RC not equal to 0. It looks good. GT underscore Marcy, structure name Marcy we are passing. So this is fine, right? This is fine. We are clicking on the 02, but it is displaying the 01. This is strange, right? GT underscore Marcy, GT underscore Marcy, 02 is over here. So it should display the 02. Plant C, this is fine. Yeah, true. Refresh table display. This is one another method which we are supposed to use. Correct. Yes. So you are right, Venkat. Refresh table display, that method also we have to use. So set table for first display, and once we are doing this one, if size of RC not equals to 0 or whatever, come here and we have to use that particular method. Come over here and refresh table display. Okay. So this is the method actually, because the data was not refreshing. Here you can see that everything is going properly, but data is not refreshing into the ALV, and that's the reason it was, means we are getting confused. So come here and double click on this. 01 is working fine now. Let's 02. Now also 01 only. It should display the 02. We are using this method, table display, right? If else, it is going into the else part.
Exporting you have to give. Okay. Exporting.
No, exporting is not required.
This table.
Not required, that one. Let's put the breakpoint and see what's going wrong. We'll put the breakpoint over here and press F8. Double click on this 01. So GT Marcy, that is fine. GT Marcy, we are getting that 01. This is okay. And for this plant underscore C, this is fine. This container object is getting created. Now the ALV object we are creating by passing the reference of yellow contour. This is also fine. Size of RC 0. It will come inside this set table for first display, Marcy and GT underscore Marcy. So in GT underscore Marcy, we are having the 01. Now come here. Session breakpoint, external breakpoint reloaded. Okay, that is fine. Size of RC 0. This is also good. And refresh table and display LO grid 2. This is okay, and everything looks good for me. EWMS041, press F8. taking some time. So 1, this is fine. Now 2, I'm just double clicking on 2. So when we are double clicking on 2, this is okay. Select a star from RC, size of RC 0. This is fine. Creating the object plant C. Okay. So some tweak in the code also we need to do. See, already if object is instantiated, why again to instantiate the same object and all? So we have to put it over here. If elo cont2 is not bound, then only go and create the object. If it is already bound, then why to go and create once again, right? So from the code performance point of view, we can write that. I will do that. Let's see what is the problem. Elo grid to 543. This time 668 it's coming, that is fine. And grid 2, set table for first display. So this is also is okay. And let's see what's the data. 02 is there, matter and all right. So this is what we are passing. And this is not required. Basically, the set to refresh table and display, like, you know, if you are going to have the same object and just you are passing the different data over here, then we can use this one, right? But why it is creating the problem, I'm not sure. Okay, the second one, it should display this time gt_marcy. It's displaying the first one only. All right, this I need to check. I will check this one, what is the problem, because already we are crossing the time and might be getting late, or you have to do some stuff. I will check and I will let you know why it should, everything is coming properly, right? Here, if we see that for this, it's working fine. For 111, no, again, it's saying the previous one only. So some data clearance or something like that, which we are missing. And let me do some tweak over here. But actually we have to do size of RC equal to 0. If it is equal to 0, and see, the creation of this container is not required every time. Okay, so if elo underscore cont2 is not bound, then only just go and this create this. Otherwise, what we can do that we can directly use the created object container2 plant C we are using, right? So container2 else, and here, and now we can use the same over here. We can put it inside this else, set table for first display, and this refresh we can use, and we can put it in if over here. Okay, so this is what you can do. The same check here also we can apply for elo container 1. If it is already created, no need of creating one once again. If elo underscore cont1 is not bound, means not created. So we can create. If it is already created, we can come over here, and the same check here also we can apply for not bound, elo grid. Okay, so like that we can do some code. And what I will do, one more thing, that the plant related stuff which we are having, I'm just going to comment this form is not required, right? This form is not required on the same plant. So if it will be creating some problem, it will be solved. So this is okay. The 601 is fine. 601 looks good, and the 600 fine. Activate it. One last try. If it will work, that's fine, or else I will check it offline and I will let you know what's going wrong. Okay. And here, because I've commented everything from there, that's not coming, that's perfectly fine. Come here, now nothing is coming. So right click once again and activate this one. Run this. Taking some time. Run it once again. Just give me a moment. Nothing is displaying, you know. So something is wrong. Not bound. Is not bound, then only go and create this one. This is fine. Yellow contour. This also looks good.
Pankaj,
Mm-hmm.
if else place is wrong.
This one.
Yeah, because if the object is not created, then it will not go to the display part. It will create the object and will just
Okay,
come.
let me put the breakpoint and see what is happening. Double click. And this is initial, so it will go and create. Yeah, true.
Just come out. Yeah.
Correct. So it is not going and it's coming up. Yes, you're right. So basically this else is, if not bound, then go and create. If it is bound, then simply, this else is actually not required. This one, this end if, just simply put it end if over here. Check this, activate this. Now press F8 and double click over here. F6. Now this is fine because it was not, so it created, and come over here and fine, press F8 and 111. Right now 19. Again it's showing the 111 only. Okay, 111 only. Okay, I will check this one, what's going wrong. Something is certainly going wrong, you know, and that's why it is not displaying. Okay, so anything apart from this, if you have any other question, you know, apart from this issue, if any understanding gap or something like that, please let me know and I'm ready to solve your doubt. Okay, anything else if you have?
Pankaj, Raj Pankaj.
Yeah, Raj. Yeah, please tell me.
Basically, if we are not finding the events what we are looking for, say suppose double click, you found it. And if double click is not been provided by that CLGUI LB grid, can we have our own logics to make it work? Or when it comes to events,
you can create one your class
there is some
which will be
noise
inheriting
in the
this
background.
particular.
Pankaj, there is some background noise.
Can you please mute from everyone? Can you please mute? Yeah, please tell me.
I asked you the question. So if at all, if we are not finding the events what we are
Yeah, I got your
for.
point. What you can do, you can inherit the CLGY LV grid class and you can define your own events. Okay. Custom class you can create, and in that custom class you can inherit the standard CLGY LV grid class and you can put your own events. If you think some more events is required, then you can define your own events over there. Okay. So by that way you can do. Any other question?
This Hitesh,
Yeah,
what's the
Hitesh.
difference? What's the difference or benefit of using a field catalog against the structure?
See, field catalog, like if you want to make edit or if you want to do some specific stuff, there are so many functionality given. Like if you want to highlight some particular field, right? Many other different functionality has been given at the field catalog level. If you simply use the structure, it will simply take the text from the data element and from there it will show you the label. You will not be able to do the customization for the field. So see, here we are using the field catalog. If you see here that in this, there are so many things, right? Column position, row position, field name, currency. So different way you can, if you want to sum automatically, you can perform the summing up on the currency and quantity field. If you want to enable the tooltip, so many hotspot if you want to enable, right? So maybe hotspot one things I will show you tomorrow. And many things are there. Intensification, if you want to intensify some particular cell, if you want to highlight, right, you can do so. So all this property you can make use of, but if you directly give the structure, simply it will display you the data. Okay, so if you have just the simple use, you can use the structure, but if you want to do some more customization, you can go for the field catalog. Okay.
And the
Okay,
class which you have used for the refresh table display. So we need to write for every creation of the object, Pankaj, or?
No, not. See, whenever we take any action on the screen, basically, whenever the data is going to change. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever the data is going to change and the object remains same, then we use this particular set, this particular, refresh table display. But if you are going to create this object, always new object, then this is not required. But this object, like here, if this LO underscore grid 2 is there, no? If LO underscore grid 2 is, let's suppose, not bound, then you not here, basically where we are creating here. So if LO underscore grid 2 is not bound, then you go and create this. Okay, so whenever you are going to create this and displaying this data, you don't have to use this. You have, if already is there and you are passing some new data, okay, then in that case, so for example here, if you are passing some new data every time,
got it.
okay,
Got it.
yeah, so then in that case you have to use a refresh table display. Okay, so this is the basic idea of this refresh table display. Okay, fine, then thank you for attending the session, and I will check what's the issue and I will let you know tomorrow. Bye bye.
Pankaj,
Have a nice day. Yeah.
Pankaj, can you please share this program in the Word file?
This program, it's there in
please.
this system. Okay, you don't have the system access. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Please share on the Word file.
Here in the chat box also, I'm just sharing. You can take it from here. Put in the chat box. Okay. All this program I have put in the chat box. You can just get it from here, and I will put in the LMS. Okay, Hitesh. Fine.
Okay.
And the one who is having the system access, this you will be able to get through this program. Bye then. Have a nice day.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.